Hello, everyone. My name is David Seibel, and I'm a principal in the R&D Credit Department at McGuire Sponsel. Today, I'm joined by Tanner Niehaus, a manager in the R&D Credit practice and one of our lead technical experts. Welcome, Tanner.
Thanks for having me, David.
Absolutely. As we approach the start of the tax 2024 filing season, we wanted to take some time to make taxpayers aware of some of the changes that are occurring with Tax Form 6765, which is the form used to claim the R&D credit, so that people can plan appropriately. So, Tanner, can you walk us through the changes on the 6765 for this year?
Yeah, absolutely. So there are a couple changes that are coming for 2024, and then some additional changes that will go into effect for 2025. For the 2024 tax year, that filers need to be aware of for the upcoming filings will be a question noting the number of business components that are generating qualified research expenditures, or QREs, for tax year 2024, the amount of officers' wages that are contributing to QREs, for the credit claim, and then also some yes/no questions related to: did you acquire or dispose of a major portion of a business or trade? Are there any new categories of QREs generating the credit this year? And then finally, did the taxpayer utilize ASC 730 directive to calculate or determine any portion of the QREs within the credit? So those are all the areas that are new for 2024.
Okay.
And then optional for 2024, but required for certain taxpayers in 2025 is Section G, which really dives into QREs and information tied directly to those qualifying business components.
Okay. So with all these changes to the tax form, did any of the qualifying criteria or the eligible expenses change?
So the short answer to that is no. So the types of projects that we're looking to include for the R&D credit, the buckets of expenses, the way we determine those qualifying expenses is all going to remain the same. It's more reporting changes that are going into effect.
So, given that there's these new changes, at least not in the qualifying criteria, and as you said, it's more reporting requirements, what can taxpayers start to do to prepare for these changes, particularly for Section G, even though it may be optional for this year?
The approach that our team is taking is really educational based with our clients of, hey, here's what you need to know, of course, for 2024, but more importantly, looking forward to 2025, if or whether or not Section G is applicable to that client. Really understanding and having a strong qualified project list is the start here. I think that's really a good starting point for any taxpayer looking to claim the R&D credit. That's something that comes up, whether with the recent memo amendment statements that we've been working through the past couple of years. Certainly for Section G, everything really revolves around that qualifying project list. So that's item number one, is make sure that we're in a really good place with that. And then, there are different strategies to track expenses to those qualifying projects, whether that's time tracking system, it's estimates, monthly reporting, project accounting. There's a lot of different strategies there, which depends on what makes sense for the individual business. But again, start with that qualified project list, and then let's discuss how we can track and attach the expenses to those different projects.
Then, so you said Section G is optional for 24, so it almost seems like a good opportunity for taxpayers that if they haven't done the necessary reporting and to be able to break out the information in the way that Section G requires, almost sounds like 2024, this upcoming year, is a good way to do a pilot run and try to create some good habits going into 25.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a kind of a practice run for everybody. So, our advice has been, to not complete Section G for 2024, but certainly for clients, especially that we know are not going to be within that safe harbor and will be required to complete it for 2025, absolutely. Let's begin to prepare that. Let's make sure those systems are in place so that when we get to the end of tax year 2025, we don't have to recreate it. It's already been done contemporaneously.
Okay. Great. Tanner, any final thoughts about anything regarding the new 6765?
Again, I think it's just really important for taxpayers to understand that this is going into effect. It's
Mm-hmm.
best to prepare for it now. You've got a whole year in which you can implement strategies. Our team, I think, takes very seriously, while the majority of our work is retroactive, we're looking at this past tax year. We take very seriously that we're consultants looking forward. So, if clients of ours, if prospective clients or CPAs that are out there want to reach out to our team and say, hey, we've got this type of situation, what's the best thing we can do moving forward? We absolutely want to help with that.
Great. Thank you, Tanner. So we will be going through all these changes more in depth, as well as other topics too, during our State of the R&D Credits webinar. That's on January 9th. I encourage everyone to join using the registration link. If you have any additional questions, you can feel free to reach out to us. But in the meantime, thanks for tuning in. We wish everyone a happy holidays and a great start to 2025.